Adam, are we going to pretend that a sector like the energy sector does not need an upgrade? Are we going to pretend as if that sector is doing so well that we don't have to touch it? I am asking this because I was surprised how Ghanaians reacted to government's communication when they said the Dumsor is attributed to transformer upgrade and all of that. I mean, no one likes Dumsor, because Dumsor has affected a lot of businesses, has cost a lot of lives. So as for Dumsor, when you mention that name, it gives Ghanaians some certain level of PTSD. So that I can understand. And of course, Ghanaians are at a place where they don't want to be lied to again, because we've been through it so many times. But in that same vein, we can't pretend that the energy sector of 2022 or 2020 is the same as the energy sector of 2026. If not for anything at all, you and I would agree that the population of 2020 is not going to be the same as or the same population of 2026. It means that population is increasing. Energy demand is also increasing, and if you still want to use these kind of transformers that were being used when population was reduced and now population has increased, then we are pretending, because at this time we are saying that we are on a reset and we need change. We are looking for change, and when government looks to be effecting that change, then it looks like there's some sort of pushback.
So that is not the problem.
Okay.
Ghanaians at this point are at a tipping point. They've already experienced Dumsor for a lot of times. Yeah. And because of that, they don't want any semblance of it or Dumsor rearing its head anywhere.
I agree.
So the issue now is that we need leaders who are proactive. That is all Ghanaians want. We've had our lights off and on. It's going like that, and it's not going well for us. We need leaders who can be proactive enough to tell us, oh, this and this. They can foretell that, oh, this and this issue is going to happen in the energy sector, and then they curb it. Right. All we want is our lights on.
Yeah.
Also, beyond this, we want communication. Tell us what time the lights are going to go off. You're just there and then the lights go off. And people are angry. People's foods are in the fridge.
I mean, I even saw online someone say she had prepared juice and ready to sell, and all of that went to waste because of light out. But you see, again, we must make sure this sector is thriving, because if we don't do these upgrades, then one day we will be there and then there's no light at all.
You see,
so this is a necessary evil, don't you agree?
I agree with you, but Ghanaians right now, they don't want to hear any mambo jumbo, any big jargons or anything. Right. All they need is that their lights will be on for them. Because it's one basic necessity that Ghanaians have come to appreciate, that their lights will be on. But if you keep giving us excuses, that's not what they want. All they need is their lights on. So upgrade or no upgrade, the solution should be that fix their lights so that they'll be on. If you can't do that, at least give us a timetable. That's all Ghanaians are asking for. If you can't give us a timetable, just communicate.
They believe once you introduce a timetable, then you are really accepting that this is doing so. But the government also really don't want to look at it that way. You know.
I understand that.
And I remember when Barack Obama was in Ghana, he said something profound. He said that let's build strong institutions and not strong men. And I am saying this to say that, look, even this fire outbreak that happened at Akosombo, and all of these things happening in the energy sector, it is actually exposing how weak our institutions are, and the kind of leaders we have in these institutions. And for me, this is a wake-up call for all of us to strengthen our institutions, because this president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he would come and go. Different leaders would come and go. But those institutions like Akosombo Dam, institutions like the energy sector, they would forever remain. So it is very important that all our energy and resources are channeled into strengthening this institution. And this is not just for the energy sector alone, but across all institutions, so that even if these leaders come and go, Ghanaians come and go, we would have strong institutions that would continue to be serving this country.
Swallow, your point is well made. And I also think that we need strong leaders.
Okay.
Because if there are institutions and we don't have strong leaders, we need leaders who will be able to transform these institutions or this sector. Because the sector has been in crisis for a long time. And we've had change of leadership over the time. But I don't know where we can find this transformative leader who will be able to see the problems ahead, fix them, and be diligent, and not someone who will wait for the problems to rear its head before we are now trying to fix it. Yeah. When we do that, you're rather regressing than progressing. So I think we need strong leaders first, so that they'll be able to transform institutions like the GRIDCO, the VRA, and then the ECG.
Right. That's a point well made. I think yes, it's been flawed. But you see, one thing that I find very disturbing, and I believe in it strongly, that is one of the reasons why we are where we are as a country, is the indiscipline even amongst us. See, we are always calling for, change, reset, and all of that. But the average Ghanaian is not even disciplined enough to be patient, to wait for those changes to be effected. Because today, the Ghanaian who is moving about in this country is not ready to hear that, oh, this is the reason why I don't have job. This is the reason why I don't have job. But in that same vein, he is not disciplined enough to say that, okay, jobs are not created in a day, but it takes some level of process and time to create these jobs. And you see, this indiscipline has actually shown itself in all our ways, because all these institutions that we are calling that they should strengthen them, these institutions are manned by civil servants who are Ghanaians. And it clearly tells you the rot and lapses when it comes to discipline. And that is how come today I will be calling for strong institutions and you will be calling for strong leaders. But in all of these things, if we are not disciplined as a people, then I'm sorry. We will still be here and be singing this song.
So riding on that same point, I also think that we as Ghanaians, we as citizens, we should be law-abiding citizens. There are a lot of Ghanaians who are doing illegal connections. And at the same time, they turn their backs.
And this table you are shaking. This table you are shaking.
We need to shake this table.
Wow.
Because there are a lot of Ghanaians who are doing illegal connections. And a lot of companies, factories, they have big plans, but they are doing illegal connections. Then they will turn their back and be blaming the government for doing so.
Recently, a big mining company's license was revoked because a whole mining company was engaged in illegal mining. When you are supposed to be the one even protecting the environment and mining responsibly, you are rather engaging in it. So what you are saying is very true. Yeah. It's very true.
So there are a lot of the leakages in the energy sector. We are also to be blamed for it. We are doing a lot, and we need to stop it. We need to cut down on that. There was a time where we had even some campaign going on how to use electricity wisely. A lot of people still waste electricity. At the end of the day, you turn back and then you are blaming the government. We all suffer if we do that.
Do you think the level of education as to how we should go about, using energy efficiently and all of that is really low, or it's not there?
Yeah, I think it's a key point. We need to learn it from our primary schools to the top. Everybody needs to know how to use electricity wisely so that we can save on it and then help us in the generations coming. If not,
wow. Well, so what do you make of all this Dumsor going on? Do you agree with government that is an upgrade and necessary evil that must be undertaken? Well, let us know in the comment section, and whilst you're doing that, recommend this to a brother, a friend, a sister. Until we come your way next time, don't go and do illegal connection. Always be a great citizen. We are